Merhaba değerli izleyenler, Anadolu Efes Panathinaikos'la playoff serisi oynayacak. Seri öncesinde PJ Dozier'le birlikteyiz. Hi.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. PJ, you joined the team in mid-season. We can say that you are one of the best, if not the best, mid-season signings. What can you say about your joining the team and your impact on the team?
You know, I was excited to get the call, to be able to, have the opportunity to come and join a great group of guys, very talented group. I had a lot of moving parts going on mid-season, but, I'm just definitely blessed for this opportunity to come and be able to play EuroLeague basketball once again.
What has the transition been like on and off the court, of course? Just before the interview, you had the end of practice, and it seems the transition period they're making easier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the coaches, the players, have definitely welcomed me with open arms and allowed me to jump right on board and feel like I've been here for most of the season. So it's been a pretty smooth transition for me, and I give credit to my coaching staff and my teammates.
Joining a team in these kind of leagues, like these years, very tough season. It's not easy. What helped you adapt quickly? Your teammates, your team, your mindset, or who? What?
A little bit of everything. I think the teammate part has been huge. Having teammates that I've been familiar with playing against or with over the last few years of my journey and my career was something that I look forward to, joining those guys and, having the experience that I had last year, being able to play EuroLeague basketball and taking my experiences from last year to try to, transition them into this year and build off of them has been big for me.
Before you joined the team was struggling a lot. They had some injuries, they couldn't get in the rhythm. The coach has been changed and you joined in mid-January, I guess. After the break in February, the team found the rhythm. What has changed?
Yeah, I think we finally had some consistency. Before I got here, Shane missed some games, a significant amount of games. Like you said, the coaching change, GM change. So it was a lot of moving parts going on, off the court, and I think kind of affected, the on the court part. But once that break happened, we found some consistency, found the group that we had and the group that we was going to have for the rest of the season ultimately, and we was able to kind of bring everything together.
You had must-have games, and 3 was on road. 2 were in wild atmospheres. 1 is against your former team, but you survived there. And you finished the regular season in the 6th place with 8 straight wins.
Yeah, much needed games. Just as you said, crazy atmosphere. I feel like, us winning those games definitely holds a lot of weight for us. Allows us to have the confidence going into this playoff series. On the road, we feel like we've been pretty battle tested. Having those must-win games and being able to, come out victorious.
Before coming here, I tried to refresh my mind and watch your dunk over Tavares again. You were flying to the rim. How could you do that? How did you have the courage to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about probably the best shot blocker in EuroLeague history. He blocked a couple of the layups prior in that game, so I knew whenever we attacked the rim, it had to be aggressive. So I just went up and tried to make the dunk.
But this needs courage because we knew that you had some problems with your knee at that time too. How could you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've played through multiple injuries my whole life. It's nothing new to me. So if I'm able to get out there and play, I'm going to give it my all and do whatever I have to do.
Everyone was calculating about the play-ins actually, but now you're in the playoffs and with ending in the 6th place. Did that surprise you?
Didn't surprise us. It's something that we've, been talking about ever since we started, calculating the playoffs ourselves. We was trying to figure out how many wins we needed, which wins we really needed, and we knew that we needed to pretty much win out EuroLeague. And so yeah, it didn't surprise us, but it is crazy how, even towards the end of the EuroLeague season, how every game will separate you from, 6 spots. You 1 or 2 wins can put you up 6 spots or down 6 spots. So, it just shows the competitive spirit of EuroLeague basketball.
Actually, this year is a little different. So much things were up in the air until the final week, until the end of final week, actually. How can you keep the concentration in this uncertainty?
I think it makes you concentrate even more, knowing that you have very little room for error on the court. So, you have to stay focused at all times, and you know that every possession matters, and you have to cherish that.
What would you say about the atmosphere in the locker room or the relationship with your teammates?
It's great. It's great. We have a lot of laid back, pretty chill guys, great group. Everybody gets along with everybody. As a teammate, as a player, that's all you can ask for is to have a locker room like that where, everyone, gels really well together.
What will you say about playing with Shane Larkin?
One of the best to do it over here, man. One of the best to do it. He's definitely not in that top 25 for no reason, and he shows his leadership, on and off the court every day. So, being able to play alongside of a guy like that has been a blessing.
After NBA, you play under a very demanding coach, Željko Obradović, and now you're playing with Luka Panki. What can you say about both of them?
Obradović is a legendary coach for a reason, and his knowledge of the game is unmatched. So, being able to have that as my first experience of EuroLeague basketball, I think helped me a lot. He helped me, trying to transition from the NBA to Euro basketball. And, it was a great experience for me, one that I, wouldn't change for anything. And, you have Banki, he's also another very knowledgeable coach, around the league, and, has a set strategy of, what he wants from players, and he demands it. So that's all you can ask for from a coach.
The playoffs are ahead of you. You're going to play against the defending champions.
Yep.
What should we wait from the series?
Nah, I mean, we're going to go out there and compete. We feel like we have the group to, beat anybody in this league. I think we've shown the firepower that we have and what we're capable of. And, as long as we believe it, it doesn't really matter what anyone else says, and we don't really listen to anybody else. So, we have a group of guys that really believe we can win this whole thing, and we're going to show it.
Actually, what will be the key for the series? Is it defense? Because they have none. He could be the MVP of the season. And Slukas, he is very experienced in these kind of games. They have JD, they have Grant, but some problems in their big man rotation. Can we say the key will be defense?
I think so. I think we've established that once we take care of the defensive end, our offense is always going to be there. We have a lot of guys that can do multiple things offensively, put the ball in the basket, make plays. So, I think us finding our consistency throughout this regular season has been on the defensive end. So, yeah, we take care of the defense. I think we'll be all right.
There's a story in the playoff, actually, with Efes and Panathinaikos, because Ergin Ataman is the former coach. He lifted the trophy. Some of the champions team players are still here. And as far as I know, Coach Ataman is also a board member of Anadolu Efes.
Yeah, it's a wild. It's a wild story, but yeah, it's a great story. I think it's a lot of respect that goes on between the two clubs, and of course the players, coaches, the relationships and things like that. So I think that's going to be fun for those players that have played under him, and vice versa. So it's going to be exciting.
PJ, your father and uncle was also basketball players, Perry and Terry, right? How much did that influence your path?
A lot. You know, ever since I can remember, they put the basketball in my hands, and you know, my uncle has been the guy that has trained me pretty much all my life. My dad was always my basketball coach, so you know, them two kind of working together to, you know, try to, you know, shape me into this basketball player I am today has been big.
You had a torn ACL injury. You recovered from there. How was the process at that time?
Yeah, you know, anytime you have an injury like that, it's tough. But you know, me having that injury, I think, you know, mentally was okay because I had a great circle around me. Everybody that was involved in my rehab process, you know, has been tremendous for me, and kind of made it easy for me. You know, ultimately to bounce back and continue to play the game that I love and cherish all the, you know, every day that I get.
At your recovery time, I think you have a story with your uncle too. Mm-hmm. What is it?
I mean, we're just always in the gym all the time, you know, through thick and thin, early mornings, late nights, so, yeah.
Finally, what's next for PJ Dozier? Are you planning to stay in Europe, or do you have other plans towards that?
I take it one day at a time. You know, right now we're just focused on winning this thing, winning this EuroLeague championship, and you know, once that is over with, then I'll start thinking about, you know, the future. But right now, I kind of, you know, I am where my feet are, and you know, we have one goal, and we're all focused on the same thing.
PJ, thank you so much. Good luck in the series. I hope I can see you just before Final Four.
Definitely, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Değerli izleyenler, konuğumuz PJ Dozier'di. Playoff öncesi bir röportaj gerçekleştirdik. Şimdilik burada noktalıyoruz. Tekrar görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.